Welcome to Owl the Storyteller. Today, part 2 of Introduction to Baroque and Rococo Fashion. I bet you didn't know how the Baroque and Rococo periods revolutionized fashion. These two periods, though distinct, are often discussed together due to their shared emphasis on grandeur and elaborate design. They represent a fascinating chapter in the history of art and fashion, where creativity and opulence knew no bounds. The 17th and 18th centuries witnessed a dramatic shift in European art, architecture, music, and fashion. This era was marked by a departure from the restrained and balanced forms of the Renaissance, moving towards more expressive and ornate styles. This period, spanning roughly from 1600 to 1750, gave rise to two iconic artistic movements, the Baroque and the Rococo. The Baroque period began in Italy and spread across Europe, influencing everything from painting and sculpture to music and fashion. These styles, though distinct in their expression, were linked by a shared thread of extravagance and grandeur. The Baroque was known for its dramatic intensity and bold contrasts, while the Rococo embraced a lighter, more whimsical approach. Fashion, being a reflection of the prevailing social and artistic trends, underwent a significant transformation during this era. The clothing of the time not only served as a means of personal expression, but also as a symbol of social status and power. Gone were the rigid and austere styles of the late Renaissance, replaced by a new aesthetic that celebrated opulence, drama, and elaborate ornamentation. The Baroque period saw the rise of sumptuous fabrics, intricate embroidery, and voluminous silhouettes. The Baroque period, spanning from the early 17th century to the mid-18th century, was an age of absolute monarchs and religious fervour. This was a time when the power and influence of the church and the state were at their peak, and this was reflected in the fashion of the day. Which was characterized by a sense of drama and grandeur. Clothing was designed to impress and awe, with elaborate details and luxurious materials. Women's clothing, in particular, was designed to make a statement, with its emphasis on rich fabrics, elaborate ornamentation, and dramatic silhouettes. Corsets, wide skirts, and intricate lace were common features of Baroque fashion. The Rococo period, which emerged in France in the early 18th century, marked a departure from the grandeur and drama of the Baroque. This new style was more playful and light-hearted, reflecting the changing tastes and social dynamics of the time. Instead, it embraced a lighter, more playful aesthetic, characterized by pastel colors, delicate fabrics, and asymmetrical designs. The Rococo style was all about elegance and charm, with an emphasis on beauty and pleasure. This shift in artistic sensibilities was mirrored in the fashion of the day, which became increasingly feminine and frivolous. Dresses were adorned with ribbons, flowers, and lace, creating a sense of lightness and grace. Both the Baroque and Rococo periods left an indelible mark on the history of fashion. Their influence can still be seen in contemporary designs, where elements of these styles are often reinterpreted and incorporated into modern clothing. They introduced new silhouettes, fabrics, and accessories, many of which continue to inspire designers today. The legacy of Baroque and Rococo fashion is a testament to the enduring power of creativity and innovation in the world of fashion. By exploring the evolution of women's fashion during these periods, we can gain a deeper understanding of the cultural, social, and artistic forces that shaped these remarkable eras. The Baroque and Rococo periods were times of great change and creativity, and their impact on fashion is still felt today. The Baroque era was a time of immense power and wealth for the European elite. This period, spanning from the late 16th century to the early 18th century, saw a flourishing of the arts, culture, and fashion, all of which were deeply intertwined with the social and political structures of the time. This was reflected in the clothing of the period, which was designed to convey a sense of status and authority. The fabrics used were often rich and luxurious, such as silk, velvet, and brocade, which were not only expensive but also visually striking. Women's fashion, in particular, was characterized by its emphasis on a long, elongated torso, achieved through the use of a corset. These corsets were often stiffened with whalebone or metal, creating a rigid structure that molded the body into the desired shape. This created a dramatic silhouette that accentuated the curves of the female form. The tightly laced corset pushed up the bust and cinched the waist, creating an hourglass figure that was highly prized during this era. The bodice, often boned for structure, was long and pointed, extending downwards to create a V shape at the waist. This design not only emphasized the narrowness of the waist, but also elongated the torso, adding to the overall dramatic effect. This elongated line was further emphasized by the use of a stomacher, a decorative panel of fabric that was often heavily embellished with embroidery, jewels, or lace. The stomacher was a key element in Baroque fashion, serving both a functional and decorative purpose. Skirts were full and voluminous, often falling in heavy folds from the tightly cinched waist. These skirts were supported by petticoats and sometimes even hoops, which added to their volume and grandeur. They were frequently adorned with layers of fabric, creating a sense of opulence and grandeur. The layers often included ruffles, lace, and other decorative elements that added texture and depth to the garment. The overall effect was one of drama and extravagance, reflecting the power and wealth of the women who wore these garments. These elaborate outfits were not just about fashion, they were a statement of the wearer's social standing and influence. The Baroque silhouette was not merely about aesthetics, it was a powerful symbol of status and wealth. The more elaborate and luxurious the clothing, the higher the status of the wearer, making fashion a crucial aspect of social identity during this period. The elaborate construction of the garments, the use of expensive fabrics, and the intricate details all served to distinguish the elite from the lower classes. Each piece of clothing was a testament to the skill of the artisans who created them and the wealth of those who could afford to wear them. The Baroque era, with its emphasis on power and opulence, left a lasting legacy on the world of fashion, one that continues to influence designers to this day. The Baroque period was a time of great exploration and trade, and this was reflected in the wide range of luxurious fabrics that were available. This era, spanning from the late 16th century to the early 18th century, saw an explosion of artistic expression and opulence, which was mirrored in the textiles of the time. The fabrics were not just materials, they were symbols of wealth, power, and status. From the Far East came silk, prized for its shimmering beauty and soft drape. Silk was not only a fabric, but a statement of elegance and sophistication. The trade routes that brought silk to Europe also brought with them a sense of mystery and exoticism, adding to the allure of this luxurious material. Velvet, with its rich pile and luxurious feel, was another favoured fabric, often used for gowns, cloaks, and accessories. The depth and texture of velvet made it a perfect choice for the dramatic and grandiose fashion of the Baroque period. It was a fabric that could convey both power and sensuality, making it a favourite among the elite. Lace, painstakingly crafted by hand, was a highly sought-after embellishment. The intricate patterns and delicate nature of lace made it a symbol of refinement and femininity. It was often used to adorn collars, cuffs, and hems, adding a touch of elegance to the otherwise heavy and structured garments. Its delicate intricacy added a touch of femininity and refinement to the often heavy and structured garments of the era. Lace was not just an accessory, it was a statement of taste and sophistication, often indicating the wearer's social status and wealth. Brocades, woven with intricate patterns using gold or silver threads, were reserved for the wealthiest members of society. These fabrics were not only beautiful, but also incredibly labor-intensive to produce, making them a true luxury. The shimmering threads of gold and silver added a level of opulence that was unmatched, making brocade a favorite for formal wear and ceremonial garments. The colors of the Baroque era were equally rich and opulent. The use of deep, saturated hues was a hallmark of Baroque fashion, reflecting the period's love for drama and grandeur. These colors were often achieved through expensive dyes, further emphasizing the luxury of the fabrics. Deep jewel tones like ruby red, sapphire blue, and emerald green were popular choices, often combined with contrasting hues to create a sense of drama and visual impact. These colors were not just for show, they were carefully chosen to convey specific meanings and emotions, adding another layer of complexity to Baroque fashion. These luxurious fabrics, with their rich textures and colors, played a crucial role in creating the opulent aesthetic of Baroque fashion. They were more than just materials. They were a canvas for artistic expression, a testament to the skill and creativity of the artisans who crafted them. The fabrics of the Baroque period continue to inspire and captivate, a lasting legacy of an era defined by its love for beauty and extravagance.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content like this. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue creating quality videos. Thank you for watching and being a part of our community. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest uploads. Your support keeps us going.